Daily news, breaking news, everyday news on Prince Mila Entertainment TV. Today is the 11th of November 2025. Remember, guys, to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's a Prince Mila Entertainment, and also on our YouTube channel, it's a Prince Mila Entertainment TV. So, in the latest Panya Job Sikhala, and so South Africa's National Prosecuting Authority (NPA) is yet to decide whether it will oppose Job Sikhala's bail application following his arrest in Pretoria last week of alleged possession of explosives. Sikhala appeared in the Pretoria Magistrate Court on Monday, and he has been remanded until Thursday, when the court is expected to consider his bail request. Prosecutors allege that 26 blasting cartridges and 15 capped fuse connectors were found in Sikhala's vehicle on Kosimampuru Road in Pretoria. The NPA spokesperson Muka Mahajan said investigations into the matter are ongoing. He said, "We have not decided whether we are going to oppose their release on bail because we still need to do bail investigations and get their profiles. Only then we decide whether we should or we should not oppose bail." A group of Zimbabwean activists gathered outside the court to show their support of the former St. Mary's and Zengeza West MP. Speaking to the media, supporter Baron Mhlangu said he believes the former MP is being framed. Mhlangu said Job is not a stupid person who can take explosives, put them in his car. Job is innocent, and we will investigate and find out who is behind this. I'm saying that he was framed. Another supporter, Trust Ndlovu, expressed similar views, saying that a person of Sikhala'S caliber, intellectual capacity, and respect for the law would never put explosives in his car. And so, guys, that's the latest here. And so they're still deciding whether they will oppose bail or not when he appears in court on Thursday. And so be here, of course, keeping you guys up to date with the latest here on Prince Mila Entertainment TV. And so the other news which is making headlines on social media.
What's your please? What's your tusangana pawe abo Bado wamchanga jua
Two Chinhoyi University of Technology CAT students were reportedly kidnapped on Monday night during campaigns for the Student Representative Council SRC elections were found on Tuesday in the Bhutsu area near Shamva. They had been dumped there after being beaten and injured. According to the Zimbabwe National Students Union, ZINASU, the students Lyndon Zaga and Marvin Saint Madanda were violently abducted at Mzimba Shopping Center in Chinhoyi. The union said the pair was taken by unidentified people in an unmarked grey Isuzu, a vehicle that had been seen on campus distributing campaign materials for their rivals, the Zimbabwe Congress of Students Union, SUKOSU. Zanga and Madanda were allegedly tortured, threatened, and beaten for more than 12 hours before being dumped. They were taken to Chinhoyi police station and later to a local hospital for treatment. In a statement issued on Tuesday, 11 November, before the students were found, ZINASU President Emmanuel Sitima alleged that the abductions were part of a broader attempt to intimidate students and silence dissenting voices on campuses. The statement reads, "It is of a great concern that as the Zimbabwean National Students Union, ZINASU, we wake up today to seeing the same script of abduction, terror, and danger for student leaders who are doing nothing more than just campaigning in an SRC election." The two student leaders were snatched away in front of dozens of witnesses in a brazen act of banditry, and has not only instilled fear but also a clear exposure of the modus operandi of the Rogi regime that is seemingly scared of an open contestation of ideas. The presidents of the ZANU-PF Youth League in Chinhoyi, especially the notorious president of the Youth League Political Komiza Taurai Kandishaya, who is a history of doing everything necessary and unnecessary to please his bosses should not be cast aside. He is notorious for threats and exposing innocent citizens who dare to think differently from the ZANU-PF script. His hand is ever more visible in this situation, and he is the main source of this conflict. An SRC election is a pure and representative form of student politics that is supposed to give young people a glimpse into leadership, but the rogue elements in power use state resources to silence any dissenting voices against their autocratic and archaic form of governance. Zimbabwe does not require thugs in leadership who are ready to sacrifice young people to win a university election. Many people who have been abducted by this regime have disappeared forever. The likes of Itai Dzamara are forever gone, but his disappearance was treated as a non-event. This comes as a panic reaction from both the opposing student union, SICOSO, which is directly sponsored by the oppressive ruling regime, ZANU-PF, and a strong indication of attempts to silence the students' voices. It's another reality that students have ceased to be seen as beacons of academic excellence, but in the eyes of jittery regime, they are terrorists that seeks to defy an oppressive agenda. The desperation of this administration has now reached a boiling point. As the bona fide Students Union of Zimbabwe, we have now drawn a line in the sand where we say that enough is enough and business can no longer continue as usual under such circumstances. Not when the parents of the two comrades do not know where their children are, when other students live in perennial fear of exercising their constitutionally guaranteed rights due to a system so paranoid of its own children. The authorities at cut in cows with the regime portray themselves as a saintly administration when it does satanic rituals behind the scenes. ZANU-PF brought a list of washed up celebrities to sing for their suffering students of Chinhoyi, but whilst they sing, their masters were mooting behind the scenes to bring fear and untold suffering to the general populace. When students' rights matter, the government has looked the other way. This is an action that should be condemned as outrageous and anathema to progressive democracy. Campuses should be safe havens where students seek accountability, defy oppression, and call for academic freedom. As NASU, we have evolved to respond with the language they understand the most until our comrades are safely retained. We are giving those responsible to act in a jiffy and retain our comrades. Zimbabwe is not for them, but for all of us. As we utilize other legal avenues, we believe this issue is supreme. The liberty of students is at risk, and the text of Constitution should be adhered to. And so guys, that's the latest here. And so I do agree with him 100% here. Campuses should be safe havens where students seek accountability, defy oppression, and call for academic freedom. But it seems like political elections are two sides, and is the one which is sponsored, of course, allegedly sponsored, yes, and the other one, I know what you oppose. It should not turn into violence. I mean, this is happening in every country, and they are not just in Zimbabwe only. Even in South Africa, Zambia, Botswana, wherever they do those kind of elections. And but at the same time, I mean, so we should speed recovery. The two comrades are one who Shamva for 12 hours, and they were thoroughly beaten by unknown men, of course. And the police, at the end of the day, they won't do anything. Of course, they'll be saying investigations will continue, we'll still investigate, but come on, this is something which is so bad. And so I'll be keeping you guys up to date here with the latest in elections at Chinhoyi University of Technology, my campaigns, and for the Student Representative Council. And so guys, we'll be keeping you up to date here with the latest on Prince Mill Entertainment TV. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. Remember guys to like, share, comment, and follow, and turn on the notification bell. Wish a speedy recovery. Kuma comrades are one. Bless up.